Thomas's shortcut. It was a sunny day on the island of Sodor. Thomas was pulling Annie and Clarabel on his route. They met Bertie coming along the road.
Hello, slow coach.
Ignore him, Thomas.
He's teasing again.
But you're not slow coaches. You can go very fast.
He's not talking about us.
Look at that. 2 minutes early.
Good thing I hurried you, or you would have been late.
That's not true. I always get my passengers to the station on time.
You must be slowing down, though, Thomas. Lately, I seem to beat you to the level crossing every time.
I'm not slowing down. I'll show you. Let's race again.
Thomas and Bertie think racing is great fun. Sometimes Bertie is quicker, especially when Thomas has to wait for sheep on the line. And sometimes Thomas is quicker, especially when Bertie has to stop for workmen repairing the road.
Slow down, Thomas. You'll burst a valve.
You'll rattle an axle loose.
I'm going to win. I'm going to win.
But lately, every time they have a race, no matter how fast Thomas puffs,
Oh, no.
Bertie manages to win.
You really are very slow these days, Thomas.
Thomas couldn't understand it. Why was Bertie always there first?
I was going faster than ever.
Later, Thomas met Bertie again, but he wasn't sure if he was happy to see him.
Don't be cross, Thomas. Should I tell you my secret?
What secret?
I've been rerouted. Now I take a shortcut, so my route is much quicker.
Thomas was very surprised. He didn't know Bertie could take a shortcut. That night, Thomas was very cross.
It's not fair. I like to race Bertie, but he's been rerouted. What does rerouted mean?
It means to go a different way to the one you usually go on.
What's wrong with that, Thomas? Bertie takes a shortcut now, so he always wins.
Then an idea flew into Percy's funnel.
So, why don't you take a shortcut too, Thomas? Then you could be rerouted just like Bertie.
Thomas thought that was an excellent idea. But Annie and Clarabel didn't.
But there's no shortcut on your branch line, Thomas.
If you go another way, you could miss a station or make your passengers late.
But Thomas was determined.
If Bertie can be rerouted, so can I.
Thomas arrived at Dryall Station, just as Bertie was arriving too. Some passengers got off, and some more passengers got on. But as soon as he could, Thomas rushed away again.
Bye-bye, Bertie!
See you soon, Thomas.
He didn't want to lose another race.
If Bertie can be rerouted, so can I.
Thomas came to a junction where the tracks were already switched.
Maybe that's a shortcut.
But he only ended up running along a loop siding and coming back onto his branch line again.
Oh.
Then, Thomas found another track that led away from the branch line.
Maybe that's a shortcut.
We don't think so. We don't think so.
This time, Thomas ended up in an old goods yard.
Oh, dear. That's not a shortcut either.
We told you so. We told you so.
The passengers were grumbling. But Thomas didn't want to give up. Finally, Thomas spotted an old track that led into the woods.
This must be a shortcut.
There is no shortcut, Thomas.
Bertie was waiting for Thomas at the level crossing.
He never usually takes this long.
Bertie's passengers were starting to grumble too. So Bertie went on his way again. Thomas pushed his way along the overgrown track. Annie and Clarabelle were not happy.
Thomas, please!
Where are we going?
Don't worry. This shortcut is going somewhere. We'll be out of the woods soon, and then...
Thomas had hit a rotten buffer in the undergrowth, and his wheels had come right off the track.
Oh, no! I can't back up. I'm stuck.
The passengers were not happy. Now they were going to be very late indeed. Thomas felt terrible. And then he saw his friend Bertie.
Hello, Thomas. What are you doing in there?
I was trying to find a shortcut, Bertie, but I've come off the rails, and now my passengers will be late.
Oh, dear. But maybe I can take your passengers for you.
Thomas's passengers thought that was a very good idea indeed. But Thomas still felt very silly. It was almost dark when Harvey came to shunt Annie and Clarabelle out of the way, before lifting Thomas back onto the rails again. Sir Topham Hatt was very cross.
Your passengers don't like to be late, Thomas. You have caused confusion and delay.
I'm very sorry, sir. I was hoping to find a shortcut, but I will stick to my branch line from now on.
A few days later, Thomas was back on the track. He arrived at Knapford Station to pick up Annie and Clarabelle.
Thomas! Welcome back! We missed you!
Thank you, Annie and Clarabelle. I missed you too.
Thomas promised to stick to his branch line in the future. He wouldn't try taking shortcuts again.
See you later, slow coach.
But he and Bertie still like to have races. And sometimes Thomas even wins.